looking forward to being the best team that we can this year. You know, last year things didn't quite go as planned, and now those last 3 games, as you say, you think things got a little loose. And I think a couple players can agree to that. So this year we're just trying to set a new standard to be the best team we can be.
Thank you, man.
Next up, Andy Anders with Press Pros and Spencer Holbrook on deck. Andy?
So at defensive end, how have you been preparing for the season to, step into more of a rotational role? It seems like you'll be getting more reps, and just what have you done to prepare this season?
Really just changed my body around. You know, a big part of my off season was getting my body fat down and increasing my flexibility. So I think those 2 things really helped me just develop into a better player, just play my role in this defense.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Next up, Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row with Jeremy Birmingham on deck. Spencer?
Hey, Tyler, do you think you could play both defensive end and 3-tech, and how do you think those 2 positions how do you think you would play in each of those positions differently?
I think I could definitely do both. I think you guys will see some stuff coming up this year later on in the season that we got planned for moving me inside and out. And I think the pass rusher part is a little different, but I think that my size and my weight and my strength gives me the ability to move inside as well.
Thank you.
Next up, Jeremy Birmingham, Letterman Row with Pat Murphy on deck. Jeremy?
Hey, Tyler, heading into this season, how prepared do you feel like you guys are as a group to make that step? Because you have a bunch of guys like yourself and Javonte and Zach and Tyreek, but none of those superstars that we've sort of been accustomed to here. What is the step that you feel like you have to take to get there without that big name?
The key thing that Coach Jay keeps telling us, the most exciting part about the season, that we're a bunch of no names. We don't have a Bosa, we don't have a Chase Young right now, but that's just how we like it. We never stopped working ever since that last game last year against Clemson. And I think especially Javonte, Zach, Tyreek, and Coop and myself, I think we took that personal as being the best defensive ends that we can be.
Next up, Pat Murphy with 24/7 Sports and Nathan Baird on deck. Pat?
Zach was just talking to us about how much you guys learn from each other and watching each other in practice, those type of things. Can you just talk about what you see from other guys and how you take little bits of other people's games to add to your own, so to speak?
The thing that's so exciting about our DNs is that we got flavors. Everybody brings something different to the table. Javonte and Zach with their speed and their length. Coop with his ability to control the line of scrimmage with his strength and also get off the ball. Tyreek, he's just so explosive overall. It's just so twitchy. So we all got these different things that we bring to the table, and they all work out well now.
Next up, Nathan Baird with Cleveland.com and Brendan Gulick on deck. Nathan?
Hey, Tyler, why couldn't Tyreek Smith have a breakthrough season this year?
You said, why can't he?
Yeah, why can he? Why would you expect him to have one? Just
for Tyreek Smith being Tyreek Smith, I feel like if Tyreek Smith was a starter anywhere else, he'll already be that big name. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek, the way he gets off the ball is just something beautiful to watch. I tell him every day. That's some of the craziest get-ups I've seen, And the Chase and Nick has been here. I've seen both of them play. And I tell Tyreek, I was like, man, you got it. You got it. So, yeah, I could definitely see Tyreek emerging into that star.
Next up, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on SI with Austin Ward on deck. Brendan?
Hey, Tyler, when it was announced that the season was coming back now, obviously several weeks ago, who was your first phone call when you found out the season was coming back, and what was that conversation like?
My first phone call was actually to the DNs. We had like a group FaceTime call, and it's go time now. That was basically what the message was, because we never took our foot off the gas. Even when we couldn't come into the facility, we was trying to find ways to work out any field we can, from getting kicked off the field to being on the field any time of the night that we can just to get some work in. We've been waiting for this. So once we got that phone call, it was just, all right, we locked in now, that we always have been.
So you guys weren't together as a group. You were separate.
Nah, this is over a FaceTime call.
Okay.
And we'll have two more questioners for Tyler. Up next, Austin Ward from Letterman Row with Dan Hope on deck. Austin?
Tyler, you've been around Coach Jay long enough to know how much he loves that 3-tech position and kicking, ins inside to get a pass rushing threat. If that's something that you could do, how much does that excite you given the way that, he's developed some other guys and turned them loose in that spot?
I mean, that excites me a lot because I see how Taquan was able to do it. I see how Nick moved inside sometimes, and I saw the plan he had for them. And when I first came in, they told me I had a similar body type to Taquan, so I already kind of expected that as I develop into a better player. So yeah, I'm just excited what Coach Jay has in store for me.
And final questions of the afternoon for our group and also individually for Tyler Friday come from Dan Hope with 11 Warriors. Dan?
Hey, Tyler, who are some of the younger guys on the defensive line that you're seeing start to step up and maybe be able to start contributing this year?
Darion Henry, he's one that's come a long way. When he first came here to the play he is now, that's a big difference. Of course they still have work to do. And we have about 5 rotating D linemen right now with the DNs that could possibly be starters. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of older guys that could play as well. But the young guys, they coming along as they should be. Noah Potter, he's doing this thing over there on the practice field, trying to earn as many reps as he can. So, the young guys are coming along well.
Thanks, Tyler.
Tyler, thanks so much for your comments today. Thanks for